Sugars, this is Maddie. You're listening to an episode of Smothered, episode 2. This episode was originally a bi-curious episode. So we started with episode 2, and then this shit show is what, I loved it. Poodle dreaded it, but I drug him into it because y'all convinced me, and I love this show. So you're gonna be listening. If you're listening on the regular podcast, we're gonna be talking about Patreon tiers and some stuff like that. And then we're calling it a bi-curious, and you're like, what's happening? It's not. It's just we're not re-recording the show because we already did it. So you're listening to the right show. This is episode 2. If you want to listen to episode 3 and the rest of Smothered, those are going to be on the $5 tier on our Gatreon. So join that at patreon.com/90daygays. It's in the show notes. You can click on that and join that there, and we will have all the episodes up there for you to enjoy. All right. Have fun.
Showering with you since I don't know when. It's totally natural. It's a mother's love.
I tell you all of the time, you're my only friend.
And I really love your lasagna.
Look at me now. Will I ever learn? I don't know how. But when you suddenly lick my face,
You run away and I start to chase.
yes, it's strange. I want to sit in your bath.
Yes, it's strange that you're a sociopath.
Whoa, whoa, Mamma Mia, here we go again. Date night for 3, no it doesn't suck. Mamma Mia, I was low again. Thank you for paying for my tummy tuck. Yes, from that rose colonic.
And that commercial for Sonic.
Mom, I'll never let you go. Mamma Mia, here we go again. Date night for 3, no it doesn't suck.
No, I balance you. You should be very thankful for my energy. We balance each other out.
More like, I wish I could dampen your energy. Like, put a big fluff wool blanket over it. Exactly. Don't say a fucking word.
Y'all, Poodle.
We're drinking.
He caused me to bring out a White Claw at 2 p.m. because
You blamed me.
you're on edge.
You know, it's been a long day today, and I've been watching these. We've been watching Smothered, y'all, and this show gives me a very abject feeling. No, we're not doing it. No.
I kind of love it.
It's disgusting.
It's,
Y'all, this is bi-curious. This
Y'all,
is 90
this is
Day Gays
bi-curious.
bi-curious.
We are recapping Smothered episode 2.
On TLC Season 2, Episode 2.
Season 2 episode. What's this called? If my mom could lick me, I could lick me, or something like that.
Someone call a therapist.
I think that's why I like it.
But there's been these mothers and daughters. By the way, it's called Smothered because it's a mother and daughter, and they're way too close in everyone's. Yeah. And basically, there's a psychosis going on in every single relationship.
It's not good.
Yeah,
it's not good.
I said I would have no problem with this if people in our lives were talking and helping them out with trying to maybe not be so codependent. None of that's happening. If anything, they're like turning them up,
and they want to
making
this
it worse.
Is more of a day in the life of this dysfunction, not how do we fix
Right.
this dysfunction.
Yeah,
which is still fascinating to me. I will say, it is a sad show. It is. It's just kind of sad. I don't know if I could watch a whole season.
I think only one of the segments is very sad,
but I do like some of the characters. Like I like some of them as people.
And I'm gonna say, and we're gonna skip the first ones because we're gonna put those last for a reason.
Okay.
And we're gonna skip. So you guys, yes, this is the second season of the TLC show Smothered, and some of the couples are back. I say couples because basically the moms kind of want to fuck their daughters.
You kind of get that feeling like they just want to scissor.
Well, Mary and Brittany shower together.
First of all, I don't know who Brittany is. Her name is Brittani because that's how her name is spelled.
It is with
and we're calling her Brittani from now on.
It is spelled with an I at the end, too.
It's
Brittani.
B-R-I.
Oh, Brittani.
Brittani. First of all,
Brittani.
Brittany has one T. It's E-N-E-Y. Maybe you could do...
I think Brittany does have 2 T's normally. I don't know.
There is Brittani, like B-R-I...
Who can even
B-R-I-T-T...
Who can even calm down this taste?
A-N-Y, yes. Brittany, and you say Brittany.
Are there 2 N's?
You can't say Brittany, but people just call it Brittany. But
Brittany,
with
yeah.
T-A-N-I...
It is Brittani. It is Brittani,
It's
yeah.
Brittani.
I agree with you. Thank you for standing up for grammar.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't notice it, but that just tells you how much Jake was completely bulldozed by this dysfunction.
When I can't comment on a name, y'all, I've watched a little bit of season 1 and episode 1 and episode 2 of this season, and I'm like quite appalled. Like, you could not knock me over. Like, now I feel like I've seen the worst of humanity.
Oh no!
What this has brought me to. Is there a show that's worse than this? You don't tell me. I don't want to know.
I think actually you brought it up before. I think that Swan show is worse than this.
Oh, but that was a different time.
Yeah.
But this is grosser. And I feel like the level of codependency is so intense.
Married at First Sight's pretty gross to me.
It
in
is.
a different way.
It is.
Like, these are at least these children are born into it. But, I mean, if this doesn't make us want to watch Grey Gardens for a watch-along, then I don't know what. Because this is fucking Grey Gardens to fix dysfunction.
I want to skip Mary and Brittany first. We're going to have time to talk about the shower twins.
Brittani.
Sorry, Brittani. And let's go on to New York with Cher and Dawn.
Oh, Cher.
Cher and Dawn. Every time I hear either of them talk, I want to puncture both my eardrums. It's, hey man, Mom, we're twins. We dress alike. I love you so much.
You know what? Who I have the problem with is who I'm judging in this is how can fucking Jared be married to this? Oh, that
poor husband.
That's who. How?
You know, you're right. He's kind of chosen this. He knew
something's wrong with him.
Yeah,
you know, the daughter was born into this, and she was conditioned.
Yeah, she's been conditioned to be like her mother's pet.
But how does
this is their second season. I did watch their first season where she did get pregnant, and she was like, how am I not going to tell my mom I'm pregnant? And the guy's like, just don't. We're going to tell all our families at one time.
Oh, she didn't wait,
She's like, I don't know if I can. And of course, the first thing she does when she gets down to where her mother is she's like, here you go, BB or Mimi. And the husband's like, I asked one thing of you. Yeah, it's just it's a weird problem. And it's like, and I also think that there's no one in their lives who's trying to check the behavior. Mm-hmm. And there's no one, I almost feel like it's in an intervention kind of sense. I wish people sat around like their father and say, everyone's kind of like, yeah, I thought they were too close. Everything, y'all, this is not helpful behavior. This is deteriorating their lives.
Especially in couples. It is wonderful to be close to your family and to feel like, I love when people marry and they feel like they bring families together. And when you go off into a couple, I feel like you kind of take that leap with that person.
A man shall leave his mother and cleave unto another.
Or change his mind and suck a lot of dicks.
Exactly.
But still, when you do that, I'm a huge mama's boy. However,
no.
Yeah. You are too. You just won't admit it in your own way.
I don't want to breastfeed for my mother.
But when I'm with someone, or I am with someone, but when one day when you end up marrying someone who's 70 and about to die,
from your lips to God's ears,
you will choose them
over sit at their bedside and just pinch that IV.
But you will not choose them, but you will stand by the person you're in a partnership with.
I don't have a problem choosing
more than
with anyone
parents.
over my mother.
You know what I mean? It's like,
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't either, but I'm saying, but it's also a lot of people, especially men with mothers, are like, well, I don't want to tell my mother no. And I'm like, dude, I bet you Heather Torres has so many fucking stories of guys and their fucking mothers.
But anyway, let's get back to daughters and mothers, which is a special kind of pathology.
we don't understand. Well,
yeah.
we kind of understand, but not really.
But there's a weird, like, neediness that all the mothers have, that their daughters kind of validate them and keeps them almost young. They see their kind of shadow selves.
No, I was going to say
it's
a vicarious living.
Yeah.
They really are transferring
Yeah.
what they wish they would have done, should have done, could have done in their children.
And
it's
she's
stage
like,
moms.
yeah. So she's like, Mom, we do everything. I know it's only like a couple of hours before we talk to each other, and I think they think it's funny, and everyone is out watching. Goes, you're both fucked up.
And the mom's like, I think it's great she's having a daughter. We're gonna have a.
That's not what she sounds like.
We're gonna
she
have
sounds
another
just
one.
like the daughter. She sounds just like that.
And then we're gonna have a third one. It's gonna be triplets.
Yeah, she said that, and you're like, you're gonna be dead by the time your daughter grows up or your granddaughter grows up. Anyway, so you guys, they dress alike. We don't. So mom had natural childbirth. This is what I find completely upsetting.
I want to set a precursor. We are two men talking about a woman having a baby. We just want to say we have no personal opinion about what type of childbirth is
I don't
best.
give a shit.
Do whatever the fuck you want to make you comfortable. Breastfeed. Don't breastfeed. Natural, not whatever.
My thing has nothing to do with what she's choosing. It's just that she and her husband have talked about having an epidural.
Agreed. Yeah, let's talk. I'm just putting that precursor in case some people feel triggered. Because this is
what?
Big
Come
topic.
at me.
There's a big...
Come at me.
No, I don't think we will. I just want to... Because I empathize for a lot of women, especially daughters. I want to say that this is not as common, but so many mothers put pressure on their daughters of how to have and how to raise their children. Like, I know a lot of girlfriends that got so much pressure either way to not breastfeed or to breastfeed from their mother.
Oh, my mother's a big breastfeeding person.
My grandma Hazel, she told my mother, she's like, why do you want to do that in public and look common?
Really? Wow.
Yes.
That's weird for that age.
Yes. And that's why she stopped breastfeeding.
Wow.
Yeah.
My mother joined the Leche League. My mother was a breastfeeding Nazi.
There's a thing called the Leche League.
The Leche League. Yeah. Like La Leche, like milk.
I know. That's not appropriation at all. So some white Southern person said, we'll call it the Leche League.
Tawny,
that's cute.
I don't think it's a Southern person. La Leche League.
What? I doubt it was somebody who speaks Spanish.
I don't know anything about it. So come for her, y'all. Don't come for me with La Leche League. I was brought up to believe by my mother said that breastfed babies are healthier. Blah blah blah. That's what I was spoon fed. I know there is research to say that, but if you don't want to breastfeed your baby, you don't have to.
There's also research against it. So I feel like whatever you decide to do, well, there is for. Some babies are just eating too much and mothers aren't making enough milk. So the research in that is it's much better, at least from my understanding.
Yeah, for bottle.
Jackie Wiseman, come for us, Mom.
Some people, I don't
If you're
care.
not making enough milk, you can't feed your baby.
Well, yeah.
So, but I think, you would be surprised. You don't know much, and I don't mean this in a dismissive way. I'm super nosy about my girlfriends, and I love talking about babies and breastfeeding and all that. It's all very interesting to me. So you wouldn't know that, but I know so many of my girlfriends are like sobbing in the middle of the night because they can't make enough milk to feed their child. And boy, on like a cellular, like soul level,
I would imagine that's awful.
It's horrible. So
So you're saying studies show that it's not that it makes women feel worse.
And in that case, breast milk.
I was focusing on the baby. That's what I was talking about.
But the baby, if that's the case too, that is not healthiest for the baby because their baby could be losing weight, sustaining weight, and then they switch their baby to formula,
and then
suddenly their baby is gaining weight and thriving.
Okay, I believe it.
So because if a baby's obviously losing weight, that affects brain function and all that kind of, because we're doctors, y'all.
Right.
But the whole point of this is, and I agree with Poodle, this is a conversation that is had
between you and your husband.
You and your husband, because here's the deal: what Cher is setting herself up for. And he's going to remember this. If she ever says that the father is not active enough in the child's life, he can always come back and say, "You've excluded me from all the big conversations."
Yeah,
anyway,
it's an argument that's like waiting to happen.
Oh yeah,
Also,
like a big old trick
The
bomb.
fact that the mother looks like Janice from Friends bothers the fuck out of me. Oh my God!
Chandler,
You're gonna have natural childbirth,
you should have a
Chandler
natural
Bing.
childbirth, Chandler.
But
Chandler Bing.
and how the mother suggests natural childbirth is so insidious. She's like, I just did it natural.
Which, again, a lot of women don't realize I, quote unquote, just did it natural.
Yep. I mean, there are
Your
studies.
dog's going to feel like shit. If
There are studies that say epidurals can be not good for the woman later. There are studies of that, but there's studies for everything.
for everything.
Yeah,
I think
so-
it goes either way.
Yeah, because if you don't have, I have a feeling that if Cher is sitting here going, "Oh, it hurts," because her husband's like, I have concerns about her pain tolerance, and she's like, "It hurts, honey. Oh, it's contract. Oh, it's starting. Give me the drugs."
Exactly. Y'all,
That's exactly. Pop that epidural in. I don't want to feel nothing.
I've taken an 11-inch dick in my butthole before.
11?
If I had a baby,
It just
I'd
popped
want it
right out.
I'd want it. Well, yeah, now. But if I was having a baby, I would want an epidural.
Oh, me too. I would want that epidural.
Give it to me.
Anyway, so
She doesn't. Mom's like, I thought her pregnancy would be the exact same way. We don't know what her pregnancy has been like. I almost hate that she's having a girl. I'm like, damn it, I wish you had a boy just to fuck with you.
it's I find these two pretty cloying. It's so gross.
I think and we're going to see a lot with these mothers, but especially like what we are going to see. These mothers are horribly selfish and self-centered,
totally.
narcissistic. Even it's a problem.
One other thing I have is that Cher has. God, it's so hard for me to even say that name.
Cher.
The girl is called Cher because she probably got it from Cher from Clueless or something. Probably not Cher from the singer.
I don't mind, but
It's terrible. Cher says important.
She does it important.
It's very important.
So this is what I'm interested. When did they film this? When did they have the baby? Because I wonder if they had their baby during fucking Corona times, which meant only one person was allowed in that delivery room.
Which one was
did
it?
she choose?
You mean her husband, the physician,
Or her mother?
or her mother?
I bet that killed her. And it makes me think of all of these people that don't live with their mothers. I wonder if I'm sure they're around all their mothers, but
I'm sure they quarantined
have
together.
Any of them had the distance?
I'm sure they've quarantined together. You
the ones
think,
that are married.
Speaking of quarantining due to distance and living together, the next one is Kathy and Christina, who I've called female Gene Simmons.
This
with her hair,
I
I
don't know why she's wearing a headband. I don't know why.
She's dressed like a pink football with laces. And I watched a little bit of the first season. The daughter lives there was a scene that I laughed till I cried where the mom she's like, I'm going over to Christina's house and taking some bagels.
They all have the worst accents.
Oh, this is more Chicago. I'm going over to Christina's house and I'm going to take some bagels.
Bagels, yeah.
And she's like, so she gets in her car. She's 5 houses away. Bitch backs up down her driveway just in reverse. She just reverses.
She goes
her
down
car.
the street
She
in reverse?
Reverses her car. I was laughing like a fool. I was like, that bitch is in a reverse.
I mean, the
She's
show
like,
kind of reels you in.
Christina, I'm here. I'm here with bagels. Anyway, so Gene Simmons, y'all. Gene Simmons' daughter, Christina, who's very pretty. They're both a little orange. And that's kind of a thing with this show. Everyone's a little orange.
Christina is very beautiful, though.
She's gorgeous. She's very orange.
I don't know. She did not get it from her mother.
No, this is a very Italian family, you guys. I know that's a shock.
Yeah, their Instagram even like they're very... Everything's Italian.
Everything was like dot marinara, dot olive oil.
They go to see Christina's husband, Carlos, at the gym.
Carlo, not Carlos.
Oh, Carlo. Let's talk about Carlo.
Who's
Poodle.
hot, y'all?
He's hot.
I love a big roided up Guido. Throw him around.
I don't know if that's Jesus.
I love
Please
me a
don't
big
write
old
me.
roided up Guido.
Just send the message to
Just
Poodle.
some-
I don't want it.
He's just smelling like whey protein and sweat.
What's he thinking like? What's it like fucking him? He is hot.
You know what? The dick is okay.
Okay.
But
the ass is incredible.
he's got so much coursing through his veins. It's probably like a fuck machine. You know, like in those gay porns. Boop, 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 boop.
And Italian men have amazing asses.
And they fuck good.
Have y'all
Trust me.
seen the David? They're good.
Okay. Sure.
Poodle
that was-
Poodle texted me that Carlos semen tastes like what, Poodle? What did you say, Poodle? What did you say?
I don't want to stereotype Italian men. I said it probably tastes like marinara.
You already called him a Guido, so I think
He is a Guido. He would probably say
I
it.
know, but I love that you would say that. You said his semen tastes like marinara.
It's like a
sauce.
roided up Guido.
But this really kind of is, y'all. This is Poodle's perfect man. This is a gorgeous man with beautiful arms who will fuck you.
Who owns a pizza
who will
place?
feed you pizza.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. Now, I would imagine his constant misogyny would probably annoy the hell out of me. However, Kathy, a.k.a. Gene Simmons, thinks she owns the pants, wears the pants in
She's
this
like,
relationship.
I'm the queen. No,
He's
I'm
like,
the
no, I'm the king. The prince.
Queen.
King.
queen.
I'm the queen, the Don. Anyway, so
Basically, they're remodeling their house.
yeah.
And
You're going to live with me.
she's like,
You're going to live with
"Just
me.
Come over, live with
Come
me.
over, it's
Live
fine."
with me, it's fine. Live with me, we'll be great. You put your bed, we'll put the air up mattress. It'll be everybody's cozy.
And so
And
she was
Carlo's
talking to
not
the
having
kids.
it.
She's like, want to go live at Grandma's house?
And they're like, no.
I'm afraid you're going to eat me,
You
Grandma.
smell like old SpaghettiOs and something. And so, here's my question to you, though.
You smell like mascarpone.
Would you rather?
Okay.
Would you rather fuck Carlo and get free pizza,
Yeah.
or fuck Larry and get free McDonald's? That's what
This is
inquired in my-
Sophie's choice.
This is what we want to know.
Boy, because how
And you know,
are
Larry
both for life?
Larry has a bigger dick.
He does. Are both for life? Yeah. Oh. Because I love pizza. But I think McDonald's every day would get a little boring. But I think pizza would make me gain weight. But Larry, to have to look at his face, I wouldn't like it.
But he would have a bigger dick. A much bigger dick.
Could I cover up Larry's face? Or no, I'd have to look at him?
Well, I think you could cover it up with a McDonald's bag.
I think I would. God.
Wow. Y'all.
But would I also have Carlo's mother in the equation? Or sorry,
No, let's just say
I wouldn't have Kathy.
No Kathy.
I'd choose Carlo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Someone's shallow. Wow.
Newsflash. So she's wearing. She picks her up. She's got this fucking pink laces thing like she's going to the gym in 1988. like in the Olivia Newton-John physical.
That's why she's wearing the headband, because she's going to a gym, not to work out,
just to
be
fit in.
seen in the gym.
Y'all, the one thing about this show too is it's so produced.
It's very produced.
It's kind of gross, actually. This is one of the most produced shows I've seen on TLC.
Which I don't. Well, this reminds me. It's probably a lot like that nail salon show people liked.
Oh yeah, what's that called?
Nails. I don't know.
So anyway, they go to the gym, and you don't bother Carlo at the gym because that's his church, kind of. So
Same thing for gays.
So they both like just walk in there, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She's like, "I came here. You're gonna live with me in my house." Guido,
Y'all don't see that movie. That's for the musical 9, but don't see that movie.
The Germans at this ball. It's a great musical, though. Beautiful score. 9.
The movie wasn't great, though. I
The
heard.
movie was terrible.
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
The movie was one of the worst musical movies I've ever seen.
I started to watch it, and then I heard that, and I was like, well, I'm just not even going to watch it.
Rob Marshall failed.
Which is shocking.
He got a bad cast. Daniel Day-Lewis is not funny.
He's not.
Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't have that same level of crazy. He's a great actor. He doesn't have that level of crazy charisma that makes us fall in love with. I mean, it should have been Antonio Banderas, like it was for the revival.
Yeah. He's great.
You would believe that every woman, even though he treated women like crap, would fall in love with him.
Because every woman does fall in love with Antonio fucking Banderas.
Yes, it's true.
Antonio Banderas in Zorro could fucking...
Oh, here we go.
Ooh, out of the night.
That was a seminal film for you.
Light, comes a horse that's known as Zorro.
There was a theme from Zorro?
The old Disney thing. Zorro, Zorro. I love Zorro.
I never
as a kid.
saw it. Anyway, what were we talking about? So she like ambushes him.
She's like,
"What the fuck are you wearing?
You're coming to my house." He's like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing, Ma?" He doesn't call her Ma, but I just feel like he does.
So basically, he's like, "I'm not staying with you." The other thing is, not a lot happened in this episode.
That is
you guys.
all that happened for them.
It's basically, it was basically two different groups, and we're going to talk about.
Are you done with them?
I'm done with them. I'm done with Gene Simmons and
Do you
daughter.
want to talk about Marcia? Do you want to talk about...
I want to talk about Alena and Marcia.
Okay.
Sunhe
and Marcia.
I want to talk about
Marcia.
Alena and Marcia.
Marcia. So Marcia and Alena are an older woman. She's older, Mom.
She's 68.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Face Licker, y'all. This is the one who licks her daughter's face.
She didn't in this episode.
And
she did.
It's really disturbing that I have to say that this is the most balanced mother.
This is the...
Face Licker.
This is the first season for them, right?
Yes. Y'all, Face Licker has a little more perspective than any of the other mothers on the show.
I was going to tell you, I actually...
It's also the saddest story.
But I like them the most.
Me too.
I like them the most.
Well, she
has
so perspective.
Sad. Well, because here's the deal, and this isn't something they talk about this in the episode. Is that Alena is a little person?
She's a little person, but I don't know if
but
that's.
She also has.
She has an enzyme deficiency.
She has an enzyme deficiency.
She is a little person, or has some kind of dwarfism due to her enzyme deficiency.
So she has to have treatments.
We're not sure about her exact diagnosis.
Yeah, she has to have enzyme treatments once a week. So
she was, by the way, adopted in fucking Siberia. Like Marcia flew over to get her, and then a Siberian girl went, "Mommy!" And she's like, "Sure." I know.
Well,
I know.
And
if a child yelled "Mommy" at me in Siberia, I'd be like, "Where's the exit?" First of all, why am I in Siberia?
You would be like, "Como se dice, mommy?
Say mommy,
mommy in Siberian. Como se dice?" So. But so a lot of this trauma comes from, I think, her having health issues, and Marcia is a total type A, almost hypochondriac, almost OCD. Yeah. She is so fearful her daughter is going to die.
But she does have a little perspective. She's like, I know I have to start, making her more independent.
Yes.
This mother, y'all, is the only one.
Because that's what I wrote is you're 68 years old. You're not going to live much longer.
Yeah.
And your daughter, who is 21, behaves like a 11-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like really,
we're going to get to another one of those later.
Which is, let's be honest, a lot of that is on Marcia.
Yeah.
But I think she's realizing now, oops, I fucked up.
Yeah. Well... Honestly,
there's nothing wrong with that, parents. Sometimes we fuck up.
They do. Besides the face licking, y'all, where
they kiss all the time. Like I feel like they're gonna just make out and tongue each other at any fucking
at any
second.
moment. I'm like leaning back in my couch, just waiting for mom to like slip her the tongue.
Oh.
Then they do a thing. You saw it on the first episode. We did not see it on this episode where she chases her mother around. They do it every morning.
And I was
just like, why is this? This is being filmed, so of course it's on television. But why is anyone else watching this? I don't know.
You just watch this and just went, God damn it, you sissies!
Yeah,
y'all suck us into the worst shows.
So she's going to have her enzyme therapy, and her nurse, Pearl, comes over, and they kiss the medicine before they do it because it's like
I loved this. I wrote.
Yeah.
I love that. I love their gratitude because gratitude is, and I don't mean this in a hoity-toity Sarah Brittani or Oprah way of gratitude, but no, gratitude physiologically will change your chemistry in your body.
Yeah.
So, y'all, if you're wondering when's the time to practice gratitude, and you're in a now's the time to practice gratitude. And it was like Poodle said the other day. You said in one episode, instead of saying I can't do this, kind of looking at just what
I said don't do it in a negative way.
Yeah.
When you're practicing gratitude, saying I'm glad I'm not sick. In other words, don't take the knots out. Say I'm glad I'm healthy.
Yes, I'm grateful I'm healthy. Even if you write down 3 things at the end of your day you're grateful for, and you make yourself do that, you'll be surprised. So I loved that they. I don't know. I love that. I never thought about. I've never taken medicine and I kind of look at. I'm like, fuck, I have to take medicine.
Yeah. But they live in that world because their life is so impermanent for them.
I guess, how do you feel when you take your feels? You probably kiss it.
I'm like, make me feel better.
Mama.
Mama, like a bird, baby bird. Cheep, cheep, cheep. So,
although Pearl's throwing some shade here.
She does. She's like, sometimes she is too much of a mother. She is too...
She gives her everything she wants.
Yeah. So she goes to Quinnipiac University, you guys, and I wonder how many nights at home Alena is at home. Probably a lot.
This is the part that I got sad because I thought, so Alena talks about she was bullied a lot. It was probably very difficult to grow up.
Of course, yeah, because she's smaller than everybody else.
She's smaller than everybody else. People probably wanted to fucking pick her up and all that shit. It doesn't feel like this is this is on Marcia. She doesn't seem to be experiencing life. She doesn't seem to be experiencing college.
Yeah.
And I wonder, I used to be very into, I'm not anymore, so don't ask me to watch it. I stopped 8 seasons ago. But our old roommate Lindsay got us
Little
really
People,
into
Big World.
Little People, Big World. But I know a thing that helped them is they would go to these little people conferences.
Yeah.
And I wonder
LPA.
And I wonder if if Alena has ever gone to anything like that, because it almost seems like she feels like her mother is the only one who understands her, and she feels actually quite alone.
Well, and that's very true. And if you do go to LPA, Little People of America, there's all kinds of people like you, and sometimes there's a dance, like a disco. They all get dirty. The STDs are rampant.
People
at
wanna
Little
fuck.
People A.
You know what it reminds? This is some of you know, some I don't. I'm no longer director, but I founded a summer camp for queer youth called Brave Trails, and it is those kids are the same in that a lot of them
They hook up.
They try to, yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
It's called shipping. That's what they call it now. Because I remember the first.
But why are you trying to? You don't want to ship something. You don't want a relationship.
No, but that's what they call it. Shipping. You're shipping. You're together. It's not. This is what's hard for you, is that you take words the way they mean now, but younger culture changes them altogether and has no regards for the history of the word.
So if you ship, you're still fucking?
If you're shipping, almost you're kind of fucking or hooking up. You don't say hooking up, you say shipping.
But it's not a relationship.
They don't give any care for what the word used to mean. They're making their own definition.
Well,
that's hard
Webster's dictionary says the opposite.
That's hard for Poodle, y'all. That's really hard for Poodle.
Words need to mean things. Otherwise, what are we doing?
It's like the word cool. I'm sure 50 years ago, people were going, cool? You mean it's cold? And they're like, no, it's cool. What do you mean, you idiot kid?
But cool, but your shipping is actually a contradictory term.
It doesn't matter because younger kids are going to...
cool is not a good example.
But
if you could, when in the 80s when someone said, that's a bad shirt, that is a good counterexample.
I'm just saying, Grandpa, get with it because the younger generation's going to ramrod us.
You know what? If your kids say shipping, you can come at us at it.
I guarantee their kids say shipping because that's what all these kids say. Because I remember once I made an announcement. I said, and we know about the shipping. And they all went... Oh, how do the adults know? But what I was going to say, doing that camp, there were kids that would come to us with, or still do to this day. It's still, we didn't have camp this year because of COVID, but every year, we did Southern California and Maryland. Kids come with so much trauma and feeling alone, feeling like they're hated, and within 4 days of being around of people just like them,
like-minded people,
it changes. So that's what I really hope for Alena, because I think that would be huge for her. And maybe she's been there, and her mom's just fucked her up too much.
She is horny though. Alena is, because she's like, I want a guy like Liam Hemsworth and blah blah blah.
Let's see what she said. Or I shouldn't say this, but that Christian Grey, he's sexy, man.
I believe that's a fictional character, but that's okay.
But you know what? Jamie Dornan is fucking
Dornan.
Who cares? He is hot.
He's really hot. I've seen his penis.
You have?
Yeah, it's like nudes.
How?
I've seen so many nudes of celebrities.
How?
It's on the internet.
Poodle has a dick whisperer. One of his friends on
there's
Twitter.
a dick whisperer who sends me a lot of shit.
He just says, "Here's this celebrity's dick," and
I'm
he's
like
so.
So y'all, she's a singer. Alena is a singer. The saddest thing here is that she has vocal polyps.
Poodle, tell people what vocal polyps are if they don't know.
Vocal polyps are actual calcium deposits and worn places that happen on the vocal cords. Now, I don't know if this is a
medical thing
of her disorder, of her disease,
her medicine, or
but she's a singer, and usually it's due to overuse.
Yeah,
and polyps are different than nodules or nodes. Polyps are real, and to be honest, I don't know if the fact that she's very small and she's trying to sing bigger and she's trying to be louder, but she got polyps, y'all. That's almost always overuse. So, Alena, if you're listening, I could probably help you. We would start you actually need a lot of vocal therapy before that, because her voice is already too
just
scratchy.
The way she speaks is not good.
I feel like a lot of little people, though, speak with a scratchier voice.
Oh, really?
I'm sure there have been studies about this. Yeah.
Now, you watched the first episode. What did you think of her singing voice?
It's not bad. It's completely okay. There's a song about being on a highway that I still don't understand, but it's not bad. I'm happy she has a dream. It's sad, though, that a lot of times the treatment for polyps is surgery, and then they don't actually help them be better.
Because polyps don't go away with vocal rest, right?
You need to get them removed.
Yeah.
Polyps almost
Julie
always.
Andrews had polyps, right?
Mm-hmm. But honestly, you guys, this barring any type of congenital thing, polyps means you're speaking incorrectly or singing incorrectly. It has nothing to do with randomly happening. For most people, it's a pathology. In other words, you're doing something incorrectly. If there's tension, but she's probably, a lot of times polyps or nodes happens when someone's trying to emulate a singer like Mariah Carey or Idina Menzel, or
they both have vocal problems.
Yeah, and so it's an epidemic in our culture. Especially with younger girls.
If you want a voice lesson, if Poodle has time, he'll teach you. He's doing them all in Skype now.
Oh God, I'm kind of booked.
You are kind of booked, actually, and his hair is crazy right now too. I don't know if you want to see it.
Anyway, so this, I really think her mom, Marsha is the most balanced of all the mothers.
She is, but she's really kind of.
But compared to the others,
but I think she has. So, where I'll retract a little bit of what I said, and I don't think I said all of them, but maybe I did. Most of these mothers I said are narcissistic. Marsha's actually doesn't get that vibe.
No.
There's this really beautiful scene where Alena comes to her on the bed. It's beautiful and also horror movie creepy. But Alena basically tells her fear, like she's worried about her voice.
Yeah.
If I don't have my voice.
That broke my heart.
What will I do? That broke my heart too. And I have to say, Marsha, I was like, do you have a master's in therapy or something?
She did it the right way. She's like, well, you'll just sing another song.
But even before that, she asked her question. She was like, well, if you can't, she said, she asked a lot of questions.
Yeah. This daughter and the mom have had a lot of therapy. they have.
Yeah, and so she asked her daughter a lot of questions to kind of get her to see other perspectives.
Yeah.
Besides, I'll just sing this one way. And that was beautiful. And then she said, come here and give me a hug. And then she basically...
tongue raped her.
rocked her like a baby. She was like, my baby. My sweet baby.
I'm going to lick you up.
Baby.
Yeah, a lot of times, y'all, this is one of the few shows I've ever watched where I had to cover my eyes with my hands.
There was a part that I covered my eyes with my hands, but we're going to talk about that later.
It's the one we're leaving for last, y'all. Holy fuck. Let's move on to...
This town needs an enema.
This town needs an enema. Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale.
Vicky Vale.
I had that CD.
Oh,
Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale.
I like Batman. Yeah, I loved that Prince
That was
song.
we did the beginning of that was what my synchronized swimming routine was to, when I was the Joker. Vicky Vale, Vicky Vale, no, Batman, and I just surface dive, and they all tried to catch me, and I outran all of them.
What did your mother think?
She was there. She was cheering. She's like, "Get him, Jaybird! Outrun him!" My son's the star of a synchronized swimming routine. That's him in the white painted face, like the Joker.
That's
not homosexual at all.
your mother. Even if she is a little embarrassed, she will not show it. If you're doing something, she will be proud for you.
Oh, she will. My brother and I we asked our mothers to stop coming to our sporting events because she got so angry and yelling.
Well, we do know that she bit somebody when
she
played
did.
basketball.
She bit someone on the basketball court.
Did she ever get into a fight with a parent or anything at the game?
Someone did tell her to be quiet one time, and she's like, "Why don't you mind your own business?" Wow. And my mom's saying, "Oh, fat Lynn Dodds." Wow. Yeah. Should we move on to Sunhe and Angelica? This is the second season for these guys too, y'all. Y'all, you know those movies where they're in space, but space has like clubs and bars?
Yes.
Sunhe and Angelica are like bitches you'd see at a space club.
They are extras from Battlestar Galactica. Yeah. Not Star Wars, not Star Trek.
Or Guardians of the Galaxy.
But yes, they are definitely more like...
They look ridiculous.
But ridiculous. Like they wouldn't be in Firefly.
No.
Battlestar Galactica.
Like, I'm telling you, can you imagine going out in the day dressed like Sunhe and Angelica?
Angelica's contacts freak me the fuck out. She looks like an extra from The Fifth Element.
Yes. Okay, so...
Again, I think the most fucked up person in all of this is the guy who's marrying her.
Oh, he's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
I think he's also a loser. I'm not sure. This is their second season, you guys. In the first season, we found out that the guy she was seeing. First of all, they're the mom and daughter team who share bathwater.
They do
take
share
a moment.
They do share
Everyone
bathwater.
take a moment and think about your mother taking a bath. And you saying, "There's some bathwater for me."
Do splish splash! I was taking a bath, looking at my mama's poutine.
Poutine.
Yeah.
So y'all, yeah, when your mother's filth is that she's washed off herself is in the bathtub, just take a minute and think about how revolted you would be.
Drip drop, it wasn't weird at all, even though I am 15.
Well done.
Splish splash. I know a lot of girls who did dances to that as children.
It seems about right.
That is disgusting.
It's disgusting. She's cleaning her daughter's ears. We see in the first scene. She's like, "That's a big one."
The only word I could think of was like a raptor. She's horrible.
Yeah, the mom's terrible.
She is horrible.
And the mother is ridiculously selfish, does not want the girl to be happier than she would be.
She is the mother out of all of them that she will sacrifice her daughter's happiness for her own.
There's one scene where she's like, "I just wish that I could find a man like you and you could find a man like me. and then we could just fuck each other in the same room and then stare at each other. So we'd actually be fucking each other. It's so fucked up. I hate this show, y'all. I hate it.
I'm kind of into it.
I know. I'm disturbed.
Y'all, we might be doing this another on a Bi-Curious.
There's a whole other... This show is a whole other level of just abject for me. I watch it and I just wish I was somewhere else.
I might keep watching and make Poodle do another Bi.
Anyway, so they are at the... She's been with Jason, you guys. That's her new boyfriend. And Jason is still married... but he's going to get divorced. He's been promising to get divorced for a long time.
Okay, so there's weirdness. Sunhe is... Sunhe, I'm sorry. Sunhe is... She is cuckoo kaboo, but then there is a little bit of like... She takes seeds of weirdness or dysfunction and she blows it up and decides to control it.
And controls her daughter.
Where Jason, yes... He has been with this woman for 5.5 years, Viviana.
No longer than that. But they've been divorced for like 5 years.
Divorced for 5 years, and they're still not divorced yet.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I mean, divorce does take a long time. Probably, I think Jason felt sorry for Viviana.
I think Jason is a complete wet blanket, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
I think women probably just...
Run over him,
and he lets them, and he never takes a stand for anything.
He's a big lahoozer, too.
Big lahoozer.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we found out... So...
I wrote down, it's weird to see a planetary club promoter in a courthouse.
It is weird to see.
They're just sitting there at that table. I'm like, these two do not belong here.
Welcome, Earthling. Welcome. We are here to see the divorce proceedings.
Would you like a Pulsar cocktail? That is exactly what they are. There's like a planetary club, and they are extras in the planetary club.
They're shot girls. They're the shot girls. They give you shots at steam. So they're going to the courthouse because they don't believe her mother, Sunhe, doesn't believe that Jason will. She wants to see him sign the divorce papers because she fears he's going to fuck it up.
Just take a moment.
And Angelica doesn't want to go to this.
Take a moment and imagine what it would be like to show up to your boyfriend's divorce hearing with his ex-wife. Just sit in that for a minute. It's just the level of uncomfortableness. I felt so sorry for poor Viviana when she walked in.
For all of it. That's what. Look, the fact that you're not acknowledging. That's where I really was grossed out by that. I thought you were.
She's awful. She's absolutely
upsetting
awful.
This person, you don't give one shit about Viviana as a person.
She's kind of like the interplanetary club madam. Like she prostitutes people out.
She does. She would do that.
She'd have what's her name? Angelica have sex with a rock monster.
Angelica, rock monster.
Someone draw that illustration of them being planetary cocktail waitresses.
Yeah. So there is, but then though you feel that Sunhe gets like some things that. Well, okay, I get why that's disturbing to you because not only is Jason still with Viviana, they still have a shared bank account. 5 years.
That was disturbing.
That's not great.
I think it's because he feels sorry for her, but that should not have been shared that moment.
No, and look, especially when you're in a relationship with somebody else, you can still give your ex-wife money or your ex-husband money and not have a joint account.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, but then we find out in the courthouse, we're in the courthouse and we find out Sunhe just full up asks Viviana, do you still love him?
Do you still love him? And then she says, I do.
I do.
And that's when
that's
RuPaul. When the club y'all, the interplanetary club got real quiet. And the bouncer with 4 eyes came out.
That's when Harrison Ford shot that thing. Because if you're debating it, Han Solo did shoot.
Oh, my God. They are ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous. They're caricatures of people.
Mom, is that a wedding band, Viviana?
Oh, yeah.
Why are you wearing it on your left hand?
Shut up.
Shut up. She's horrible.
Yeah, they're definitely my I even like Cher and Dawn more than those two.
I would fast forward those two. I think I boop boop it.
They're absolutely awful.
Couldn't do it. Boop boop it.
I would now, however,
You always say boop boop because of TiVo. It goes boop boop.
I would watch the whole show for these next two that we're going to talk about because these are a car wreck you can't look away from. There's so many things to unpack here. And by then I'm talking about Mary and Brittani.
Brittani. Thank you for saying her name right.
So y'all...
They live in Jensen Beach, Florida. This is their new season for them, right?
Yes.
So just to give you an explanation, y'all.
Mary is an orange Barbie.
Mary.
With a lot of plastic surgery.
Mary is a helicopter version parent of Darcy in her 60s.
Yes, that's very appropriate.
That is what she looks like. She has the hair extensions for day, although her hair extensions are better than Darcy's.
Oh, much better.
She's got nice hair
Why
extensions.
did Darcy and Stacey have terrible extensions?
I don't know.
TLC paid for them, didn't they?
By the way, y'all, if you haven't checked out 90 Day Gaze, either Twitter, our Facebook page, or our Instagram, you can see our newest 90 Day Theater as Darcy and Stacey.
Go into the nail salon.
It took Poodle 3 days to get that bronzer off.
I want to talk about, so we're in a confessional. This is one of my favorite sentences that had ever been said before. My beautiful daughter, Brittani, just graduated from the Correctional Academy, and then we're going to have a huge party.
So she was like in tough kid school.
I thought it was 2, but I watched the first episode. It's not Correctional Academy. She is in school to be a corrections officer. Yes.
She's going to fall in love with a prisoner. Yes. She's going to fall in love with a prisoner. She's going to help him escape.
Yes.
She's going to fall in love with a prisoner, and her mom's going to be pissed.
Yeah, it's going to be total like Shawshank Redemption.
That's it. I'm totally committed to this show. Sissies, I'm watching the rest of it. Come at me.
I would watch it just for these two. Woo! These two and Face Licker and...
Wow.
Face Licker... Oh, you see her in her correctional officer uniform
in
episode 1. So
that is great.
And she has problems.
If you're a casting director of this Smothered show, come at us. We would want to interview and say to you, where do you meet people?
Or how are your nightmares?
Yeah.
Do you have PTSD?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I almost have PTSD from watching 2 episodes, to be honest. Face Licker about did me in. However, I was completely killed by this segment. To the point when I was scream laughing near the last 10 minutes of this segment, I scream laughed. And we're going to talk about it.
I was completely mouth open, wordless. I had the opposite reaction of completely.
So, you guys, she's graduating from Correctional Academy.
So to give you some backgrounds, first of all, Brittani's not that smart.
No, I think she had a disorder where you find out in the first season. No, she has. I don't think it's an intellectual disorder though.
Oh, okay.
So she had a problem with the first season. She grew up very fat. She had a bunch of hormones and everything. She started growing body hair at like age 6.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so she was taller,
that got real personal,
and bigger than all the other kids.
Oh,
and so
she had weight issues on top of that because Brittani, y'all. She does not love herself.
No.
Brittani doesn't
Brittani
at
used
all.
to be 245 pounds. She got gastric sleeve and lost about 85 of them.
Yes.
And now, y'all, I will tell you, Mary is, I know this is shocking, Mary is completely supportive of plastic surgery.
It's odd. She is supportive of plastic surgery, and she goes on a litany of all. She's like, I've had my boobs done 5 times. I had a filler here. They put the fat in here.
She's like, I actually had a fat extraction.
Yeah, she's like,
and they put it other places in my body.
They actually moved my vagina to my mouth, but I didn't think it looked good, so I moved it back. Anyway.
Took 5 surgeries.
Oh, nobody wants vulvas.
Vulva.
But so she it's weird in that. But then she also says to her daughter, which I feel like reminds us,
Anything that makes you happy is fine. Or
what you say to your children is kids pay more attention to how you behave than because she says to her, "You're beautiful. You don't need anything."
Right. But look at her.
But how can you, as
Look
a
at Tan
daughter,
Barbie.
look at Tan
Orange
Barbie,
Barbie.
and not think, well, this
Orange
is how you operate as a woman.
AARP Barbie. Yeah.
So regardless of that, Brittani has no self-esteem.
No.
At all.
None. Yeah.
And
She
so
kind of talks like this, y'all, too, because Brittani's also 12 years old emotionally. And that's probably because
I
of
think
what...
she's emotionally stunted, and I don't think she's
not intellectually all there.
I don't think she's smart.
She kind of talks like this, too.
And so,
Mama.
I feel like it's kind of that chicken or the egg. Does the mother over-mother her because she needs to, or does she over-mother her because she's worried her daughter is going to keep walking and walk off a cliff because she doesn't know any better?
But you know what's going to make all that better?
A colonic. Colonic. Now,
Mary's had like 11 of them.
She's had a lot of colonics. She says
very Los Angeles thing too, y'all.
Brittani, you don't need to get a stomach. Just get a colonic
because
you lose some weight from that.
Can a colonic take your tummy out?
So I have had colonics done.
Really?
Yes, at the place right by my house on Pico Boulevard called Colon Rollin'. And it's the woman who did it. Her name's Mary, actually, as well.
Why do you get these?
Well, I tried it once because she's my neighbor. Mary was the original, and I'm not kidding. She told this to me. She told this to me while I had water shooting up my butt. And I went, this can't be true. But I looked it up, and she is the original Motor Mouth Babel from Hairspray Broadway.
Shut up.
Yes. Big, blonde, and beautiful.
Wow.
The Queen Latifah role from the movie. She really is. There were some other Broadway shows that she premiered in, too. And then her mother got sick. She moved back to L.A., and now she puts water up people's butts.
Cautionary tale.
So I tried it.
When your family gets sick, y'all, don't quit your job.
Well, I tried it because an old friend that you teach voice is a big fan of colonics.
Oh, I know who it is.
And and also, y'all, when you get stuff done to your butt a lot, you just like to clean it out every once in a while.
It's just all in a day.
I kind of think you would enjoy it, but it is. Now, this was a much nicer place than Colon Rollin'. Colon Rollin', I just bent over and she just said, look at that picture on the wall, and then stuck it up my butt, and I was like, whoa!
You going to buy me dinner first?
Yeah, which clearly wasn't a problem. I said, is it in there? And she said, this is the largest size. I can't feel anything, Mary. Can't feel a thing. Get it.
She's
Hold on, Mary. Let me get back there.
Honey, you got 6 feet in there.
Let me get
6 feet.
Are you sure? I don't feel it. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, there we. Oh, all right. It's in my neck. I feel it now.
It just
back roll. Sorry for you that hate sounds. So anyway, that was my experience. You should do it though. So what it is, it's not as painful as Mary. It does feel weird in that you get full of water.
Yeah.
And it feels like it does feel like you just feel really full, like you ate a lot of food and you need to take a huge shit.
Uh-huh.
But you do see your stomach expand
right.
and like move up full of water, and you take it for as long as you can until you have to let go, and then you basically just have to like release. But the water come in. It's a little, but you're not supposed to push. You're supposed to release.
Got it.
So you're not straining. So it does take a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's just going gangbusters.
Go, drip, 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 drip.
Yep.
Splish, splash. I was taking
you back. Which it's great for.
Are we sponsoring colonics the way you're talking about them?
For any of you that want to, if any of you are big ass takers, if you're planning on taking the football team, have a colonic the morning before, and that ass is going to be bing, sparkling. Bing. They can fist ya, missed ya, kissed ya, whatever. It's going to be like palm olive cleaned you out. Anyway, y'all.
Ding!
So they're going to go to this colonics place.
Yeah. She's like, this is Brittani's first time.
Mary does it, and Mary Mary basically, now first of all, the woman who did colonic said, so you're going to insert something under the rectum and you'll feel fluids filling your ass, the anal cavity. Jake actually came his pants. Because it's been that long, y'all. He literally just... Fluids in my butthole. Maybe you should get colonics. It'll at least feel like something's got up there.
And she's like, honey, you're taking way too much pleasure in this.
You're like, ooh.
So she's holding Mom's hand,
Uh-huh.
and Mom's like, there's so much pressure.
She's like, oh my gosh, it hurts. It hurts. Wee. And you notice how she can't put her lips together when she's laying down?
I liked it when it finally started to come out. She's like, yay!
Yay!
This is this
like
is
a
when
slip aside.
this is when I started scream laughing. So you guys,
And then,
the daughter,
bless her heart, Lenny from Mice Men decides...
she's like, is this how you do this, Mom?
Look, Brittani decides to get up there.
And she's like, honey, I'm going to help you. I'm going to put this tube in your ass.
Y'all, if you're over the age of 12 years old and your parents still had to put things in your ass,
You need
You
to
might wanna process
might wanna
that.
process that.
might want to process that.
So y'all,
I think it's time.
She's basically no, Brittani, don't put it in there. You need to put it in your butt, not your vagina.
Not your vagina. She's like, Mom,
Like,
I
thanks,
know.
Mom, I don't know
She's
where
like,
it
hey,
is.
I'm just saying, it gets up there. It's like a big douche.
So anyway, this seems like a time for, we normally do 90 Days Theater. I guess this is Smothered Theater.
Smothered.
This is going to be a very few time. And this is going to include some sound work, you guys.
I think this is Smothered
Smothered and Covered Theater.
Smothered and Covered. Yes.
Covered in shit.
Not like the Smothered Brothers.
No.
They didn't do this bit.
So, you guys, I'll be playing the role of Brittani, and Maddie will be playing the role of
Mary. I'll be playing Mary.
So they're having a real heart-to-heart when she gets the colonic tube pushed up her ass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So picture this. Brittani's laying on the table, and then suddenly she gets it in her butt, and then... And scene. Okay, honey, this. It's gonna be fine. You're just getting filled up. Your cavity's getting filled up with water.
Mama.
And then you
you sure?
Mm-hmm, and then you just gotta. I know you feel really full, like mommy made you a big dinner and you had a big ho-ho, but now you just gotta bear down.
I love your lasagna.
This is like that, but now you just gotta bear down, like dropping a big load.
Okay. Oh, that was some.
Looky, a poopsie! How's your dating life? You getting excited for your party?
I kind of think that Paul only wants me for my body.
Surely not, honey. Surely not.
Nope, he's told me he wants to be friends with benefits.
What? Boys say that?
Yeah.
Oh, really? What about Zach? Zach's such a...
I don't know. I don't really feel like a woman lately.
You've got this. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. And now you're going to be so skinny after this colonics.
Oh, you're always the best, Mama. You just always say the right things.
There you go, honey. That was a big poo-poo. Okay. You feel better?
Much better.
Why doesn't Zach love you?
And
scene. Wow.
That either was funny to you guys
Or
revolting.
But that's literally what just happened.
Like, they were having a conversation about Zach while she was getting a tube shoved up her ass with poop coming out of it.
Yep. And Brittani was not handling it well.
Oh!
Like... You know who I feel sorry for at all of this? Y'all, there was a cameraman and a sound guy in there. Or sound woman. It was a cameraman.
And a sound grip. And a guy just going, I've seen some shit, but I've never seen anything like that.
Y'all, and they actually showed, they blocked it out, but still, They showed stuff going through the tube.
They did.
And it drove me. That's where you said you had to put your hands over your eyes. That's where I put my hands over my eyes. I don't want to see that.
They blocked it out, y'all, but the camera showed poop going out of the tube. She's like, there's a poopy. How far we've fallen. Let's be honest. We were never really that high up anyway.
I just want to say, sissies, you're the reason why this has happened. Because you came at us and told us.
I just poured water into a bowl simulating shit.
This looks like a B-roll scene from Splash in here without any salt water and no Daryl Hannah.
I can't do this show. I'm done. I can't go on.
I love Splash. That's a good movie. Anyway, I hate you all because I might have gotten
not
into
watching
this
the show. Nope.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Nope, not watching it.
We'll see about that.
Awful.
We'll see about that.
Awful.
We'll see. Anyway, y'all.
That's the show, y'all.
That's the
just
show.
Bi-Curious. Welcome to all of you new Don't Pull Over tier members. We're excited you guys could share this with us.
We're going to be emailing you. I think I'm going to have that by the end of the day. But so hopefully this week.
Or discount codes.
We're going to be emailing you discount codes. And for those of you at the Come At Us tier, on the highest tier, you're going to be getting, we'll send you an email probably tomorrow with the Google Voice number where you can leave a Google Voice number that could be potentially for the sissy shout out. Just remember to leave your Patreon name and at the first thing, say your Patreon name and say public or private, meaning do you want us to say your name or not?
Yay.
But we need to know that you're an actual patron. And I think
that's it.
This is a fun show for us to recap together.
I
have fun with you, whore.
I can't say it was a pleasure.
It's better than Labor of Love.
Anything's better than that.
Knows what it is.
Yeah, that's true. All right,
y'all. So remember, I can't even do a sign off for this show, y'all.
Remember, when your mother's holding your hand and you're just pushing out some shit, call us.